day to all creative people out there. Masha Hammerling from Paper, Paint and Palette. Thank you so much for coming back for our series God of Second Chances, and I think recycling projects would be a very good fit for this series, and that's what we'll start doing for the second part of series God of Second Chances. You know, reusing and recycling objects reminds me of what God doing with us. And especially in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 45 and 46, when it talks about a merchant who sold everything and went to get that precious pearl. So let's read starting from verse 45 in the chapter 13. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant looking for the fine pearls. When he found one of great value, he went away and sold everything he had and bought it. This parable talks about God the Father, who will give everything in order to save you. He wants us to be with Him so much that He gave His only one Son, Jesus Christ, to die on the cross for our sins, so that we will be there with Him in heaven forever. And this wonderful parable talks about a pearl that was so precious and so valuable to that merchant that he sold everything he had. Just like God Father sold everything he had, He gave His one and only Son. And He loves us so much that He was willing to do that, so that we will be with Him forever. I think today's project would be perfect for this very popular art activity that adults and children enjoy doing. We will be taking some pebbles or stones, and we will be painting our self-portraits on those stones. For children of the younger age, like elementary level, we will be making simple self-portraits with just few colors and outlines, and we will be putting a Bible verse on our pebbles, and we will be sealing them so that they will last for a long time, and will be reminding us that we're just like pebbles. We're laying somewhere, and people will kick those pebbles and throw them in the water. They will step on them, but somebody went out there and picked those pebbles. They saw a value in them, and that someone decided to put something important, something precious on top of that stone, so that it will serve a different purpose. So why don't we start this lesson, and I will invite you to see what type of materials we're going to need for this project. For this lesson, we will need the Bible, small stones, so pebbles, water in a dish with brush, soap, paper towel, pencil and eraser, different acrylic paint that we will use to paint our self-portraits with. So you might choose the paint that matches your skin color and hair color. Then we will need a water cup with water, paint palette, Sharpie, and your photograph or a mirror. And also a Mod Podge for sealing purposes when you're done painting your stone. You also will need actually 3 different type of brushes. Would be flat brush for Mod Podge, round brush, and a brush for small strokes or small tiny details. For the first step, we need to wash our pebbles and dry them up, and I will suggest I already washed these 3, so I will show you how we will wash one more pebble that is left unwashed. I will place it in the water. You of course can do it under the running water in your sink. So you dip it, soap your brush, and rub, scrub your stone, dip it back in the water and rinse him off.
and then place it on a paper towel or on the cloth towel, and you can dry it up with towels, or you can place it on the sun and sun would dry them. Okay, your stone is ready. Make sure the color will come back to its pale color. It will not gonna be so shiny and dark. Now place your mirror so you can see your own portrait in it, your own reflection, and start looking into your stone and into the qualities of your stone, and flip it over back and forth, turn it around and see which side of the stone you would like to face down and which side you would like to face up. And it will be just totally up to the qualities of your stone, the shape, the maybe the front side is more porous than back side, then you of course can flip it. Less porous stone surface means that you will end up painting less layers for your face skin tone. Next, what I want you to do is to look into the mirror, into your reflection, and carefully look into the shape of your face, into your cheekbones and the chin. Usually faces have different general shapes that they resemble, and it's just the way God made you. Some shapes looks like ovals, for example, it's mine. Some of them look like circles or triangles or squares. So look into your face, and that's carefully. Don't worry, you can always erase. Stones are forgiving. I love working on stones, on wood, on all natural materials that God created, because and if you made a mistake, you of course can erase it. And I would suggest to have a good eraser, professional eraser, because if you have a razor that you're using on the bottom of your pencil, that eraser can smudge your pencil drawing, and it's going to be just a dirty effect instead of a clean effect. So, and try not to smudge lines that you created with your fingertips. So you can blow eraser shavings off. Now when you end up finishing your face, your cheekbones and your chin, look into the hair. Now the hairstyles are different from men and women, from boys and girls, from hair structure, wavy, curly, straight, long or short. And again, the only thing we will do is outline of our hair. So for me it will be a long bangs like this, divided asymmetrically, and a hair that goes down. So that's practically what I mean by shape of your top of your head and a hairstyle. Please, I would suggest not to draw every single piece of hair, you know, lines or curls or waves, because we will end up doing that with the paint, or we will end up doing it with the Sharpie or marker, waterproof marker, on top of the dry paint. By the way, have a hairline, because we all have hairline. Hairline sometimes is hidden by our bangs, and we can just do it this way. You can also put your ears, especially for boys with the short hair. Ears will be visible. So next step that we will be doing is painting the face, and then we will paint hair. And for the next step you will need variety of colors, and I like to use acrylic paint. We will need several neutral colors, black, brown, beige and white, and we will need primary colors, blue, red and yellow. and I will explain you why we need all of these colors and not other colors. So these colors will be our skin colors, and we will add these two skin colors, depends on your skin type, skin tone. And some of us will need also green color, because that's the color of our eyes, or blue or brown or black. We can mix and match those colors and create new colors like secondary or tertiary colors. And also sometimes blue can be used to complement black color if you have blue tint in your black hair, or sometimes red is added for a warmer shade of black. You also will need a cup of water, where I have this little recycled tray I'm using from the microwave dinner, and this part I will use to be my color palette. Though I will suggest sometimes color palettes are better in white color or clear. You will need 2 paint brushes, round and one for small skinny strokes. And my primary skin tone is beige, light beige, so I will use this in a bigger amount, and all other colors I will be taking in a smaller amount on my paintbrush and mixing them up. Now take enough paint that will last you through several layers, because I don't think my stone is that porous, but it might be porous enough that I might use at least 2 coats, 2 layers for my skin color. And let's mix a little bit of, just a little touch of brown. And you see, I don't mix colors right away. I just gonna spread those dots of different colors around my main color, and then depending on I will be adding little drops of each color, depends on how it will look compared to my real color. And then I will, if I will make it darker, I always can use lighter colors to lighten it up, like white and beige. If you're not adding red color for your skin tone, it's sometimes will create a little unearthly color for your skin. So you want to add at least little tiny dot of red into your main color, because you want to look alive on your self-portrait. I always have paper towel next to wipe excess water. So what we're doing, we don't add too much water to your acrylic paint. Acrylic paint actually mainly doesn't even need any water unless it's a little bit dry. And I will just start picking up a little bit of yellow, a little bit of brown, and a little bit of red, and I will mix it up together. And I will look into the mirror and see if it resembles my skin tone. And also, you know, when you mixing up colors on your color palette, your colors sometimes look different from the colors that will appear on your surface that you're painting, depending on the color of your surface. I like the skin tone that I created. I think it matches my skin, and I will start from my hairline, and I will continue, and let me move it closer to you, and I will continue to my chin, and then I will add little lines for my ears. So let's start. I'm holding my stone a little bit up. I propped it from that part just because it's easier for me to paint this way. Follow the line of your cheekbones and let the bristles of your paintbrush go right inside of those lines from both sides. If it's easier for you, you can turn. don't rush and don't add a second layer right away. Your paint needs to dry. Your first layer is dry, you can apply second layer for your skin. My hair is brown mainly, but I do have highlights. So, and I would have like a little trick again to show you guys. We don't have to mix the colors for the hair. What we can do is just pour a little bit of color that is presented in our hair that we see. I have highlights. Mainly my hair is brown and I have some yellowish tint to it. Now for the first layer we will put our main color on. So we will paint our hair within lines with the main color. Wait until it's dry before you will apply second layer. Now for the second layer, what we will do, we will put the main color first on our paintbrush, just like that. Just like that. And I will show you close up. And then we will put just a dot of white and yellow. I will put a little bit of yellow on one side and a little bit of beige on the other side. Is put some sort of like highlights and some, the brush will create those hair pieces, those little ways your hair goes. If your hair is curly, then you will be making a different, let me show you, you will be making, let's do it, while the paint dries, let me show you. So your for straight hair, you just go like this, you see the effect, then you reload your paintbrush. For the wavy hair, you can just go ahead and create waves like this. Reloading. And for the curly hair, what you need to do, you need to swoosh. So what you're gonna do, you make little curls. We'll be drawing right now eyebrows, eyes, nose, and mouth. Nose, you really need to just put few lines. Now your mouth. Start with the middle line that separates your upper lip from your top lip. We will create shadows that will make your face look three-dimensional. And shadows can be done by using just putting a little bit of black or brown or blue into the skin tone. Depends on the skin color. To create highlights For highlights, you need to add white onto your main skin color. I will add more red into this tone and I will make my lips. And now time to paint your eyes. Mine is blue, lighter blue than this one, so I will mix it with white color. A skinny round brush for strokes, for skin lines, and I will paint my eyebrows with the same color as my hair is. Just a little bit of black. Okay, and so for the last stage of this project, I decided to use very thin side of the Sharpie that I have over here. Make sure it's waterproof, because when we will be putting Mod Podge on top to seal it, we don't want this to start leaking and smudging all over. So we will be just outlining the main parts of this self-portrait, which is hair, shape of your face, and maybe little features inside of your face here and there. And I would like to put a Bible verse around my head, so I will always remember what God did for me, and I would always remember how God loves me. If your students are young in age, you might find that making something like this will be a little bit hard for them. And I painted other different portraits over here. You will need basic color for the skin. You will need basic color for the hair, then color for the eyes and for the lips. Simple design, simply painted. You should tailor this art lesson to the level of your students. The only thing that we need to finish on those stones is to outline hair, face, eyes, and nose, and maybe just middle part of the mouth. I will show you how. After you're done painting your stones, go ahead and make sure that your paint is dry, your outlines and words that you put in are dry, and then carefully open Mod Podge. I decided to use Mod Podge because the smell is not that bad and it conceals very well, and kids can handle Mod Podge pretty good at even elementary school. You will need just a little amount to start, and I would say seal it 2 times, to put 2 coats. Make sure the first coat is dry before you apply second one. Touch, and if it's not sticky, it means it's dry. Then start painting the back of your stone. Our stones are dried, the sealer is ready, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Several ways of doing self-portraits with younger kids of elementary school, and something to do with the older kids like middle school and up. And I hope you find this project really uplifting and helpful, and I hope your wonderful Pebbles with your self-portraits reminds you about God of second chances and how much He loves you, and that He will give everything for you to be with Him in heaven.
I hope you enjoyed this wonderful project. Recycling is a very good reminder of God's perfect love, and I hope this little pebbles with your self-portrait will be a great reminder about parable of merchant who went and sold everything in order to have this perfect pearl that he wanted to have. I will see you again in a week. Have a wonderful day, and may God bless you.